Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly review Ultimate ADOM, ADOM, Caverns of Chaos. This is a game that you can find on Steam's Early Access program for about 20 bucks. I stress early access. That means the game is still under development, and as such, everything that you're about to see here, including this review, is subject to change. So this is a dungeon crawler roguelike. When I first started playing this, I got some Dungeons of Dreadmore vibes. Dungeons of Dreadmore being, I think, one of the oldest dungeon crawlers that I've ever played. I think that was like 2010, 2011, something like that. And in Dungeons of Dreadmore, I think what made that game stand out to me was the fact that you could do all sorts of crazy things with it. In one run, you could take these spells, which cater your character a certain way, and then in the next run you can take these things instead and completely change the way your character behaves. So you could sort of build up your character in Dungeons of Dreadmore in crazy ways that, you just wouldn't expect to come up with until you actually start doing it. Well, to some degree, this game has that. Whenever you're creating a new game, you'll be able to choose between a predefined characters. You can choose between one of four predetermined characters, or you can just go ahead and create your own. And you'll be able to choose like your faction. There's like the Church of the Eternal Sun. There's the Nysera, Rolf, the Last Dwarven Emperor, and different choices will give you different alignment, like the Legions of Andor Drakon is aligned to chaos and evil, or you can just be unaligned and be done with it. You can choose your gender, of which there's male, female, neuter, both, non-binary, and tentacled. And each one gives you different buffs, like being a male gives you +2 to strength, female +2 to dexterity, and so on. Kind of an odd selection, that. And then your race, you've got high elf, human, mountain dwarf, ratling. The human gets 2 hit points per 40 turns, while the ratling regenerates 1 hit points per 25, and then regenerates 1 power point per 10 turn. So, again, different race, different bonus. You can also choose your starting profession. There's like adventurer, archer, fighter, priest, wizard. And again, each one will give you different attribute points, so you can choose what you like there. My favorite part is the skill tree. I have never played, well, I played Dungeons and Dragons once when I was like 2016. Then I started playing it again this year. In fact, I released a couple of videos recently. Nick was kind enough to GM, and we're still going at it. But my point is that creating my character here felt like a D&D thing, where I saw skills like athletics, and I'm like, oh, athletics. I've seen that in Dungeons and Dragons before. Stealth, scavenging, and then there's like arcane skill. Well, again, this will be catered to the different classes and stuff that you pick, but there's grafting in this game, and this goes back to what I was saying about weird things happening. When you kill a monster in this game, they may drop body parts, and then through grafting, you can attach them to your body. That gave me like some strange RimWorld vibes, doing surgeries and cutting off an arm and then attaching a mechanical one anyway. Pyromancy, magical skills like plant domain, weather domain, animancy, then martial skills like archery, blunt weapons, long blades, medium body armor, slings, short blades, divine skills like protection, plant, curing, weather, and you get to choose a couple in each of these categories, okay? And then there's like a skill tree associated with it. So animancy, for example, has 17 different skills in the skill tree. You can choose between one of two, and then you move down to the next branch. You choose between like one of two. You can pick earlier talents still if you want to, but in order to unlock the more powerful things, you have to continuously either go down or choose existing ones. Anyway, and then you choose your name, and then off you go. Now, the art style reminds me of Battle Brothers. Battle Brothers being an open worldy group, like team management game where you're going around this open world and trying to survive and destroy monsters as like a meta story. And then this is where the whole dungeon crawler roguelike comes into play, where you move around with arrow keys or WASD until you find something. There is an auto explore option. It'll zoom you around the map and auto explore for you until you run into something. What's weird is that there's no like rest until healed ability. So, that would have been nice to have. One of my biggest complaints with the game is that it's quite bare bones right now, and the UI and interface is just god awful. Trying to manage my inventory, trying to drag things around. There's a hotbar on the bottom of the screen, and I've yet to be able to assign anything to it. So, like, for whatever reason, the inventory management in this game and the interface it's just, for whatever reason, it's just not very intuitive. It's not very fluid. It's frustrating. It's no fun, to be honest with you. So moving things around my inventory was just, ugh. And then hitting tab, highlights sections of your interface, and then you go to move and you can't do it until you get out of that whole tab thing. There's also no save feature right now. So if you want to quit mid-run, you have to quit mid-run and accept your score. And then there's like a high score list, a local high score list anyway. Aside from that, you've got your standard dungeon run things. You've got your health, you've got your power points, which kind of acts like mana. Your experience points, you'll be advancing in this game, and you can take certain skills and do different things. One thing that you can do with your extra inventory items that you're picking up at level 3 is you can actually consume them or destroy them for like experience or power points and so on. I haven't run into any sort of store or anything like that. I am picking up coins, but I have not run into any sort of like merchant or anything like that. So I guess all in all, do I recommend this? Not right now. Again, there's no save feature and the interface is terrible. Until they fix those two things, there are other dungeon crawler games out there that will definitely fit the bill better. But I do want to give props to the craziness of the game and how you can create your character and try out different builds. I like that. I like the character creation part of it, but the rest of it's bare bones. The interface is just terrible, and again, no save. So I would say wait on this one until it's been developed a bit more. But you do you. If you guys haven't already subscribed to me on Twitch and YouTube, that way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.